Hello, this is Vampire. I got a question in the comment section, and it was pretty much referring to my last video, which had the machete. And I was talking to you guys about training with the machete and whatnot. And I mentioned to you guys that it's important to do a full swing, a full follow through, fully commit and practice that way. And the comment was, why don't they teach snap cuts in Filipino martial arts? And the answer is they do. They absolutely do. And if you look at the Filipino experts, the experts over there in the Philippines, though the guys that are older in age tend to, from what I've seen, they mostly just doing the snap cuts. I don't really see them doing the full swing type stuff. Okay, so yes, we use it. Absolutely, we use snap cuts for sure, without a doubt. But the Filipino way, from my understanding and my personal experience, is that you learn number one first with the full swing follow through. You start there and you train those for a long time. So you that's where you start. Okay, why is that? Now I can only give you my own interpretation. I believe there's a lot of good reasons to do that. Okay, and number one, from my personal experience, I remember watching my instructor do. He's teaching me Filipino martial arts, and he's teaching other people, and watching him. I was like, yeah, I'm learning the techniques and the movements, but when I watch him, the whole body functions together, like the footwork, the body mechanics, and the attacks, they're all in sync, and I remember going, man, it looks really good. I wish I could do that. Right now I could just do the moves, but my body don't move together very well like that with the footwork and the body mechanics. In other words, you could tell that he had a lot more practice and everything was smoother. And yeah, I was like, man, I really want to do that, but I think I'm just, not at that level. It's going to take me forever. And I was scared to do it. And I was like, man, when it comes time to learn that, it's going to be very, very difficult, is what I was thinking. Well, because I was doing the follow throughs, it taught my body how to naturally get the proper body mechanics. So through the full swinging, through the full power, follow through, I was able to learn body mechanics. So I remember going, wow, it just came natural. So, and I'm pretty sure I'm not an exception. So that's why I think it's a very good reason, that it will, by doing the follow through all the way, you're gonna develop proper body mechanics. Okay. And then from there, footwork will start to come naturally because it's a very logical style. It has to make sense with your movement. It has to feel right. So I believe if you train this, you're going to see that. And then number two is, oh yeah, and let me go back. If you just do snap cuts, you're relying on the wrist, okay? So if you rely on the wrist, the rest of the body doesn't really need to do it, okay? So you just snap it out using your elbow and then your wrist as a whip, and your legs and the rest of your body could be completely wrong. And yeah, so you're not going to develop the proper body mechanics for the rest of your body. So that's why I think is another reason you want to make sure you do the follow through. And the other thing is, if you do the full follow through and you learn that way, it's always no problem to minimize that. In fact, you will be minimizing through your training because you become more and more efficient. So at first you're doing these full swings, and I notice students right away, they'll start to stop doing the full swings and they'll start tapping. And that's already taking you towards the direction of snap cuts. And I have to frequently remind my students to go, no, go back to full swing. Do the full swing. But they're putting in so much time, they're getting better and better, and it turns into more and more just the hands, the patty cake stuff, which means they're efficient, but you still have to learn the body mechanics. You still have to learn the full swing. Okay, learn power first, because it's always easier to have less power. But if you start with less power and it's super efficient, and then to go to power, if you don't know how to do it, then I believe that's a harder direction to go. So, if you know how to put in the power and then you feel like it's not the right time, you can always restrict that. So I definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and train with the full swing. And it might feel wrong, okay, because you might be going, I don't want to fight this way. Well, that's okay. Do it for body mechanics. Do it for learning footwork and body positioning. And probably the chances are in a real fight situation, you're going to be swinging harder and faster than normal anyway. So might as well get practice into that. Your opponent probably will. And when that happens, it's very, very easy to mirror each other. So if they're swinging hard, you're going to want to swing hard back. Okay. And might as well be the person that could know how to do that better. And then from there, because you put in the practice, you could start to control that and go, oh, I don't want to play this game. Okay. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for viewing and take care, folks.